Today's video is about how to train ourselves to live in alignment with our higher selves, no matter what's happening in your environment, what your triggers are that just pops you off track, and really how to, in an instant, realign yourself with my easy 3-step process and live unconditionally. Check it out. In my work, it's all about focusing on how you want to feel. Aligning with your higher self is really about those feel-good thoughts, regardless of your conditions. Now, this is not taught in school or anywhere really, and I always thought when I was growing up there had to have been a far greater reason that I was born so damn sensitive, other than just being sensitive. Sensitives are unable to ignore how they feel, so we learn to manage it. And I'm here to help you do just that and make your sensitivity and what you're feeling work for you. So I call my system the AAA. Just like AAA comes to kind of rescue you from your car issues, my AAA comes to rescue you from your out of alignment with life issues. So what are the 3 A's? Number 1, awareness. Pay attention to how you feel. It's about prioritizing feeling good above anything else. This is not something we're used to, but I'm going to teach you how to do this because it's completely life-changing. So that's the first one, awareness. The second A is acceptance. Accept what is happening and how you are feeling. So instead of resisting those negative thoughts or those fear thoughts that come up, just accept that they are there. Which brings me to the third A, which is acknowledgement. Acknowledging any resistance that comes up and releasing it. Because here's the thing, when we're not fully aware or in acceptance of things that are feeling, we are resisting them. So the third A is really important. Acknowledging the resistance and releasing it. This brings us into alignment. The only reason we are in resistance to anything, and that's resistance, you know what that feels like? It's like that constant stress, that discomfort, that feeling of I need to get away, it needs to be different than it is. This feeling is the number 1 reason we cut off from our higher selves. So AAA, awareness, acceptance, acknowledgement, brings you into alignment. So I want to tell you a little story. This will be the perfect alignment story because it just happened, and it's happened throughout my life, but this time was different. So about a month ago, I had a lot of really cool things happening in my life all at the same time. You know that experience when you're like, oh my gosh, it's all working. And a lot of us get afraid of that experience because we think, oh my gosh, it's too good to be true, something's gonna happen to throw it off, I'm gonna create something to throw it off. But this time was really interesting because I was super conscious of everything that was going on while it was going on. So all these amazing things are happening, all these good feels, all this sort of reflection of everything I wanted. Like my life, my highest vision for myself in my life was coming to fruition. I was seeing it being set up and I was seeing it happen. It was amazing. Everything was at a high level. My business was growing exponentially. There were cool collaborations happening. Amazing things with my work being talked about on other blogs and things. My husband's work was way up there and doing great. And we got invited to this event. Okay, this event that I had always wanted to go to. And I was feeling like, oh my gosh, this is it. Like everything is back to alignment. Everything is at this high level, and I just felt that feeling of bliss, that feeling of like I had arrived, like this is what life's about, this highest potential of living, this is it. And then, as the universe would have it, something drastically changed overnight. This type of experience had happened to me multiple times in my life, but this time, it wasn't foreign to me, but this time it was totally different because what happened is I was completely conscious while it was happening. So I always say that the greatest growth happens when you're bringing a new consciousness into an old experience, and you get to feel the wisdom of that experience while it is happening. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you've been through it, where you've done something in the past and something has happened in the past, but this time you're different, you've changed, you've grown, and you're bringing that consciousness into an old similar pattern. And this is how we break patterns, and this is how we elevate. So this happened to me, and I was feeling it all. So by the next morning, a few of those variables that I had just described had started to drop off. You know, these things that you can't control. That event that I was talking about that was like so important to me had been canceled. And I immediately saw myself go into this sadness, this disappointment, this negative emotion. But it didn't take over this time because I was conscious of a very important choice. Now, this is the thing that we don't really know until we know that there is a choice. You can choose how you want to feel. You can choose how you react to any kind of situation, but it's more than reacting. You can choose to feel what you're feeling regardless of what's going on around you. So out loud, I said to myself, I want to feel the way I had been feeling regardless of the events that are going to happen or not happen. It's this feeling that I wanted, not really the event, but I wanted the feeling that I got from knowing that event was happening, you know? So it was this conscious awareness and this observation of what I was really bummed about. I went into this whole feeling. The event would have been fun, okay, let's be honest, but the feeling I got from feeling like I was at this event was the gold. This was the nugget. So I worked with this experience, as I do, and I felt into why this experience made me feel this extreme positive emotion. Because that's what alignment is. It's these high-flying feelings, this extreme positive emotion where we feel like everything is in harmony, it's aligned. We feel aligned with our higher self, who is our true self, right? So what was it about this that was making me feel this positive emotion? What did this experience mean about me? What did it mean about my life? What did it prove to me about myself and the universe? What did I assign to this event, right? How did it change my life by going to this event? Turns out, it gave me the confirmation. We're always looking for an external confirmation for an internal truth, right? That's what a lot of our issue is with these externals, is we're looking outside of ourselves for a confirmation, for a validation, for a permission. So it was giving me a confirmation that I had arrived, that things were aligned, that things were right, in their right place, that I had succeeded in a way I had always wanted to, right? It gave me that permission to own myself with complete certainty. So then I asked myself why this particular event is a greater authority on this matter, on myself, than me. So I went within, and the answer that came up was that I had given meaning to this event. If this happens, it means I have arrived. It means I'm in alignment. It means whatever you want it to mean, right? Interesting, huh? I mean, how many times in our lives do we actually do that? We place our power, our worth, our permission in external events, in people, in opinions, in circumstances, things that are outside of ourselves. And when we do this, we are unknowingly telling ourselves that our worth is not innate. It's measured by something out there. So I took my power back and I said, wow, this event isn't happening any longer, but I feel even better today than yesterday. And why? Why did this work for me? Because I claimed my power. I got to consciously experience that alignment with myself, my ability to continue owning myself regardless of my circumstances was what mattered most to me in that moment, that I had the ability to create that feeling without it being attached to something happening. Interesting, right? I prioritized how I feel, which is the whole theme here with alignment. and I allowed myself to feel this unconditionally. This is alignment. You can experience negative emotion, that's fine, but look into why it is happening, why you're feeling that way, why it's off. What is off with your thought, which is creating the emotion? And course correct, right back to your high-end feelings. I call them high-end. That unconditional goodness that is always available to you comes with your permission, permitting yourself to feel good anyway. We attract the things that we attract based on the way that we feel. So wouldn't it make sense to practice those good feeling thoughts? So I've designed my 6-week course for this exact reason. It's called Soul Lab. It is done on your own terms, on your own timing, from your own computer. I mean, it comes every week to you, videos, and my free book, Spiritual Fitness, comes with it. But you can do it whenever you feel like it. It's totally a personal experience. I want you to check it out below because this is exactly what it does. It helps you practice your alignment, get clear, get real about what you feel so you can heal, and get right back into the alignment in any moment. You can start small. Start with something little that happens that frustrates you and decide to feel good anyway. And as you go and as you practice this, bigger things become easier, and you start to see that your vision comes clear and quick. And this is why this instant manifestation starts happening, because you'll see that, okay, for me, that event didn't happen, but I held the vibration. I held that high vibe feeling anyway. I decided to feel good anyway because I knew that I was creating the opportunity from that event because of my own alignment. And so what happened was that event went away, but something even better happened literally 2 days later. And this is my mission, and this is my whole purpose in sharing this with you, is that it's not about these things out here that define us. It's about staying in alignment with ourselves and watching new opportunities come all the time. You're not defined by what's happening in your conditions. You're unconditional, and those things come to you unconditionally. Have a great week. I'll see you soon.